The BlackRock Bitcoin King, the $100 billion takeover explained. The man who called Bitcoin an index of money laundering just became its most powerful king. Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, $12 trillion under his command, the kingmaker of modern finance. And in less than 2 years, he built a $100 billion Bitcoin empire that's rewriting the rules of money itself. Right now, BlackRock controls more Bitcoin than entire countries. They're buying $4 billion worth every single week. The crown jewels of the digital age, accumulating in one vault. This is the story of how Wall Street's biggest monarch conquered the coin that was supposed to overthrow him. The new king of Bitcoin. And he's just getting started. Act 1. The King's Conversion. Every kingdom has an origin story. And this one begins with a heretic. 2017. Bitcoin is the enemy. It's the rebel currency, the digital threat to traditional power. And Larry Fink, lord of the financial realm, declares it an index of money laundering, a tool for criminals, unworthy of his kingdom. But by October 2025, the king has changed his tune. Now he calls Bitcoin digital gold, the modern successor to the ancient metal that built empires. He tells the world that markets taught him to rethink everything. When the most powerful man in finance bends the knee to Bitcoin, you know the game has changed. But this wasn't divine revelation. This was cold calculation. Because while everyone debated Bitcoin's legitimacy, Fink was watching another king make his move. Michael Saylor, August 2020. Saylor does something audacious. He converts his corporate treasury into Bitcoin. Not a test. Not a hedge. A full commitment. He's buying hundreds of millions, then billions worth of the digital coin. Wall Street mocks him, calls him reckless, a fool risking his kingdom on digital magic. But Saylor keeps stacking coins. By 2025, MicroStrategy holds over 630,000 Bitcoin, $47 billion in treasure. The corporate world's first Bitcoin king. And Larry Fink was taking notes from his throne. Saylor proved that Bitcoin could be more than internet money. It could be a reserve asset, a store of royal wealth, a new foundation for corporate power. Fink saw the game board shifting, and he decided not just to play, but to dominate. Act 2. Building the empire. January 2024. BlackRock launches its weapon, IBIT, the iShares Bitcoin Trust. This isn't just another investment product. This is the machinery of conquest, a way for the old empire to absorb the new kingdom without surrendering power. The skeptics emerge immediately. Why would anyone buy a Bitcoin ETF? Just buy Bitcoin directly. Then the treasure starts flooding in. Week 1, $1 billion, the fastest ETF launch ever recorded. Week 10, $10 billion. October 2025. Nearly $100 billion. IBIT didn't just succeed, it conquered. In less than 2 years, it became BlackRock's most profitable crown jewel, generating more revenue than funds that have existed for 2 decades. Think about that. BlackRock rules over 1,000 different investment vehicles. Some track entire empires of stocks. Some control bonds worth trillions. These are instruments of power built over decades. And IBIT, a 20-month-old upstart, out-earns them all. The math is staggering. A 0.25% fee on $100 billion means $250 million in annual tribute. From a kingdom built in less time than it takes most startups to find their footing. But here's the truly terrifying part. IBIT is growing 5 times faster than any fund in history. The legendary giants SPY, QQQ, VU took years to amass $100 billion in treasure. IBIT will do it in under 2 years. And the conquest continues. First week of October 2025, $4 billion in 7 days. BlackRock isn't participating in Bitcoin, they're annexing it. IBIT now holds over 800,000 Bitcoin, roughly 4% of all coins that will ever exist. 4% of a finite kingdom controlled by a single throne. Act 3. The 3 pillars of power. So how did BlackRock become the Bitcoin king? 3 pillars hold up this empire. First pillar, Fear of the old kingdoms. Larry Fink calls Bitcoin a currency of fear. When the old empires print endless money, when inflation devours savings, when political chaos threatens stability, the people need sanctuary. Bitcoin offers it. No king controls it. No treasury can debase it. Only 21 million coins will ever exist. Absolute mathematical scarcity. It's the currency of revolution, now worn as a crown by the establishment itself. Second pillar, opening the gates before BlackRock. Bitcoin was a foreign land. Your 401k couldn't go there. Your IRA was blocked at the border. Institutional money had no path to the digital kingdom. IBIT built the bridge. Now, every investor in America can buy Bitcoin with a single click through their existing brokerage. BlackRock didn't conquer Bitcoin by force. They made it so easy to join their empire that billions simply walked through the gates. Third pillar, the seal of legitimacy. This is the master stroke. When BlackRock, the most powerful institution in finance, declares Bitcoin worthy, the entire world listens. Bitcoin transforms from outlaw currency to legitimate royal treasury. The rebel becomes nobility. Half of IBIT's subjects are everyday people. But here's the twist. 3/4 had never entered BlackRock's kingdom before. Bitcoin brought them to Wall Street, not the other way around. The coin is the bridge between old power and new. Meanwhile, the great houses are bending the knee. Harvard's endowment, $116 million pledged to IBIT. Pension funds studying their entry. Corporations watching from their own thrones. If Harvard and BlackRock bow to Bitcoin, perhaps everyone should. Act 4. The king surpasses the prophet. Now the story reaches its turning point. BlackRock's IBIT holds 800,000 Bitcoin. Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy holds 630,000. The student has defeated the master. The empire has consumed the revolutionary. And in a remarkable display of royal grace, Larry Fink publicly thanked Saylor for showing the way. The king acknowledging the prophet who made his kingdom possible. Because Saylor took the arrows. He bought Bitcoin at $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 while the world called him mad. He endured the mockery, weathered the crashes, held through the storms. He proved it could be done. And BlackRock brought the army. Now here's where it gets dangerous. BlackRock doesn't just hold more Bitcoin than Saylor. They're accumulating faster. $4 billion a week means roughly 33,000 Bitcoin every 7 days at current prices. At this pace, BlackRock could own 10% of all Bitcoin within 5 years. One company, one king, controlling a tenth of a currency that was designed to have no kings at all. Act 5. The new monarcha. So, what does this mean for the future of money? Bitcoin was born from rebellion. Created in 2009 after governments bailed out failed banks, it was designed to be kingless, decentralized, beyond the control of any throne or empire. But now, the biggest empire in finance has arrived. And they're not here to use Bitcoin. They're here to rule it. Some see this as validation Bitcoin has won. It's been accepted by the powers that be. The coin has claimed its throne. Others see danger if BlackRock controls enough Bitcoin. Does it matter that no government can print more? Centralization by a different crown is still centralization. The irony is almost poetic. Bitcoin was the coin meant to overthrow kings. Now it's created new ones. But here's what makes this story truly fascinating. Larry Fink predicted Bitcoin could hit $700,000 per coin if adoption continues. That would make IBIT worth over $500 billion. BlackRock's Bitcoin empire would rival the GDP of small nations. The crown grows heavier. The kingdom expands. And the king who once called Bitcoin a tool for criminals now sits atop the largest digital treasure hoard in institutional history. The hidden king revealed. Throughout history, power has always come down to one thing. Whoever controls the money controls the kingdom. Gold built empires. The dollar built America. And now Bitcoin is building something new, a digital monarchy ruled by the same old powers, wearing new crowns. Larry Fink isn't just investing in Bitcoin. He's claiming dominion over it. The hidden king of the coin that was supposed to have no king. BlackRock's $100 billion Bitcoin throne isn't the end of this story. It's the beginning, because every throne faces challengers. Every king faces rivals. And in the world of coins and kings, the only constant is the battle for the crown. The question isn't whether BlackRock will keep buying Bitcoin. They will. The question is, who's bold enough to challenge the new Bitcoin king? Thanks for watching Coins and Kings. BlackRock just showed you how the biggest players turn coins into empires. But here's the secret. Every financial revolution creates new kings and new opportunities for those who understand the game early. Subscribe to learn how the hidden monarchs of money built their thrones, because the next crypto king could be you.